Hey, welcome back. Hopefully this week goes better than last week. But I'm playing my new favorite game, so hopefully that helps. Ooh, that's my government computer. It beeps when it logs off. Sorry, that might be loud. Yeah, so it's been 2 weeks. I've been in a new place by myself. I tell my parents pretty much every day, which I don't think I would need to do it. It's just like a nice thing. I don't miss, it seems bad to say, but like I don't miss home. And you'd think that the time that you would be the most homesick is like right when you first move, and then eventually you get used to it. But I haven't felt homesick at all. My first time living in a different place around people that I don't know, but I've always lived like this, so it's no different to me. I still have my parents too. I talk to them on the phone. And like when I was around my parents, I wasn't interacting with them that much anyway. So like I talk to them and they talk to me, how was your day, blah blah blah, and that's it. That's as much as I was talking to them before anyway. 18 minutes. I guess this will be a two-parter. That's too long. Remember this game? It's so great. There is somebody above me, and I am a little bit self-conscious about being loud, but I think we're gonna be okay today. I actually met them a couple days ago. They're nice, older couple. I don't know, everybody seems nice. I don't know why I said that, but they're fine. Now that I met them, I never met the guy below me at my other apartment, and I was nervous about him hearing me. I don't think they can hear me. I think the walls here are better. They're more absorbent of sound. But yeah, I think the lady doesn't go out to work, so she's probably at home and she can hear me. But whatever, I'm okay. I was gonna start with anxiety stuff. I'm not doing so good. Let's go, come on. What am I doing? Because, I don't know, I was looking at the rest of my notes and they're not very great, or whatever. But I have a couple, like, self-deprecating things, and I always like talking about those more. I think it makes me more likable if I'm like, oh, I hate myself. But I'll talk about, well, the thing is, I'm not talking about good stuff. Like, oh, I feel better about myself, but whatever. Can I get those milk bottles? Yeah. Let's do it. Well, I went back to New Jersey this weekend because we went to see a Met game with my parents. We had tickets from a while ago, so we went to see them, the game, and that went well. But then I went back to my old church on Sunday, and that was weird. I didn't like it at all. The weirdness of it was, I felt like I had already kind of said goodbye to them. So then when I was there the next week, it was weird. And I didn't know how to, I tried to explain it to the therapist too, and I didn't know how to do it. It was just weird. And what I told her is, like, interacting with people is already hard. If you add any like weirdness on top of it and makes it like almost impossible. Like, so I have this thing in my head like, oh, it's kind of weird that I'm back here already. I guess I can kind of talk about my new job, but I was just training. I don't have anything really interesting to say. So I didn't really talk to anybody. I know it's just weird to kind of sit by myself and just be like, oh, I'm back here, but it was like normal. That's normally what happens. I go there and I don't talk to anybody, but it felt weirder this time because I was so talkative last time, I guess, and I was like, oh, goodbye to everybody, you know, my friends, and then I go there and nobody's talking to me, so I'm like, they're not really my friends. And I just kind of, and it's my fault that they're not my friends, and I just kind of hate myself that, like, oh, they were just kind of saying goodbye to me, and then, but they're not really my friends. I don't really have friends, and it's my fault. Get these birds. Oh. I think I can leave now. I don't feel like I'm doing very good. Oh, but I got the fences. Give me the fences, my favorite. And you can get these things too. Oh. 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 Can be kind of annoying, but okie dokie. How do I get out of here? So that was gonna kind of lead me into, I don't know if I had anything else to say, but it's gonna kind of lead me into one therapy note that I had. That was a little bit related, I guess. Whoa. I can't do that, it's too loud. So it just bothers me when I can hear them upstairs. Okay, but they can hear me. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. So I did mention this week to the therapist something that I said a couple weeks ago, which was how, like, my goals and the therapist's goals, they don't really align perfectly, because her goals are for me to accept myself, but my goals are to be a better person. I didn't do a good job explaining it to her. Because I didn't want to be mean about it. I don't know. I felt like it was being, when I started to initiate it, I felt mean. Like, your goals are bad, and you're stupid, and you're a bad therapist. That's what it felt like. I know. And so I didn't really get into it as much as I wanted. Can I go there? No. Stop. Okay. I don't know. I just got this feeling when I was writing the other note and just being at church and kind of not liking myself. And I think what the therapist said is like, oh, it's got to be a balance. Like, we'll try to get you to like yourself, and also, obviously that's the right answer. But it's still not very satisfying. Like, I'm just sick of trying to like the bad things about myself. And I know that's not what she's trying to do, but when I tell her about the church thing, she's like, oh, it's not that big a deal, and just like, you know, whatever. And she's trying to get me to just like not be so hard on myself. It's gonna be like, oh yeah, that's like who you are. You're just kind of quiet. But it just feels like a defective personality trait, and I want to fix it. Like, I'm sick of trying to like the bad thing about me. And she would say, well, it's not a bad thing. Why do you think it's a bad thing? I don't know. I feel like I'm arguing with her in my head, and I don't know. But I know what she would say. I'm just trying to have the argument here so I know, like, so I don't have to argue with her there. I don't want to argue with her. I've never argued with her. Ooh, that was good. Here we go, now we're doing it. Why did I say that? Okay, here's the... I'm sick of trying to like my failings. I just want to be better. I guess if the therapist tells me it's impossible, then I'll like... So... I don't know if this is what the therapist is saying, but if she's saying, like, you should like yourself because it's impossible to be better, like, when I say it out loud, it doesn't seem like that's what she's saying, but if it is possible to be better, then why am I not trying to be better? Why am I just trying to accept that thing? It's hard, because she's like, well, it's not a bad thing, so you can just accept it, but it's not like you're accepting a bad thing. You're accepting who you are, and it's not bad. But I'm like, it is bad. It is bad to not want to connect with people, and to not want to talk to people, and to just sit by yourself. That is bad. And I do think, maybe, I don't know, the way this therapist does it, and maybe we just are not compatible or whatever, but the big thing she keeps bringing up is like, well, what do you want to do? Do you want to talk to people or do you not? I'm like, of course, I don't want to talk to people, but I should. He's like, well, if you don't want to, then just don't do it. But I know I should. Why does she want me to be a worse person? Why doesn't she want me to, like... She doesn't want me to be upset with myself. Which I understand. But then, I don't know. If she can just, like... It feels like it's a good thing that I want to be... trying to be better. But sometimes it feels like she doesn't want me to do that. She wants me to try to be better, but to not be stressed about it. But if I'm not stressed about it, then why would I try to be better? Does that make sense? I think that's it for the day, yeah. I was watching these videos back and I liked just watching the gameplay. I liked watching me roll stuff up. I really like this game, and it's a fun game to watch too. Just like, ooh. I don't know, maybe it might be frustrating if you're like, why didn't you roll that thing up? But I like watching it. Go up here. But yeah, I don't know. Was today better than normal, or than last week? Probably not. It's the same. It's always the same. But yeah, I gotta end. So, thanks. I got a little bit better of a setup than last week too, but I still feel like I'm being pretty quiet, which isn't good. I want to be louder. But anyway, yeah, I'm still not 100% comfortable here. I'm not as comfortable as I was in my old apartment, and in my old apartment I wasn't 100% comfortable, so I was like, I was 80% comfortable there, and now I'm like 60% comfortable. So, just gotta work up to it. So, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.